Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So today's reading is going to be all about how does your person feel? Are they hurting without you? This is going to be specifically for people that are in separation, no contact, brutal communication. So we're gonna feed the curiosity cat, get a little nosy and understand what's going on with your person, whether they have regrets, what kind of realizations they're having, and ultimately how are they feeling about you and your connection. We have four piles from the left to right. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most. And I'm going to begin with pile number one. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the card of Stripping Illusions, number 27, this reduces to 9. So, this talks about almost closing out a cycle, almost there. This is also the lotus. Um, the lotus has a philosophy, which is exactly what actually I got inked on my hand. Um, Lotus philosophy is all about how a lotus grows in the mud, but it doesn't let it affect itself. It still blooms, it still grows beautifully. So there's something about over here where I feel like this person sees you as someone that's very, very unique. I'm picking up on Uranus. So Uranus is like a tech savvy energy. It's very, I'm hearing medieval yet modern, so there's something very contemporary about you. You are someone that this person sees that is up on the trends, but is also very grounded and is very traditional. There's something that is very contemporary about you that I pick up from this person of yours. I'm gonna take a pre-shuffle card. Okay, they want me to shuffle the deck first. So we're gonna see, are they, yeah, I hear a screaming, yes, this person is hurting without you. This person wants to come back, this person wants to be with you because this person is stripping illusion. They were already realizing, or some sort of, um, concept, I'm hearing a thought pattern was already catching up with them when you were in communication or you were around this person. And this is a, I'm hearing a true love connection, or almost like something that's very soulmatey, a twin flame, if that's what you believe in. But there's giving this, they're giving more soulmate energies, like somebody that sees you as a match. And there's like, I know exactly what I want to say, but I'm getting tongue twisted. So it's possible that this person has not confessed a lot of it, or they've not shared anything that they feel about you and for you. And there's a lot of attraction. There's attraction. There is passion over here. There's also like lustful passion for you, but there's also this energy where I feel like this person somewhere sees you for who you are, and that is a magical force or a bond that soulmates really share, is because they really connect on a heart to heart level, so they can see each other for who they are. That is something that's very magical about having a soulmate. And I think that this person finds you attractive beyond how you look. That's just a cherry on top, the way you look. They're saying like, that's my type, that's my type. um what was I saying? It's like, I think this person gets lost, daydreaming about you, thinking a lot about how you look and the kind of things that they would like to do to you. But then after that, it always mellows down into this sweet, not like a pillow talk, but like sweet caressing each other's hair, or like mushy cuddling kind of a vibe that I pick up over here. So there's a lot of love over here, something that seems like a puppy love, something that reminds you of being kiddish and childish and um, not a care in the world. If I just have you by my side, this person's perspective towards you is a lot like that. And I do see a lot of regret, because the realization, maybe they fumbled the ball, maybe they missed out on you, maybe they didn't they didn't put as much effort as their feelings were there for you. Like, it was not equivalent. It's because there was something that was overpowering them, maybe their sense of self-expression. I'm picking up on first house and sun energy, which really tells me if this person's sun might be Scorpio or Taurus. Taurus is very strong over here because this is someone that can express better through sexual expressions rather than speaking it out loud. But if that is something that you require, they're kind of recognizing that intuitively this person is very in tune with their intuition at this given point of time. They're very in tune with how their body is feeling, they're observing things. And I feel like this person may be crying a lot as well, or they're just in this energy of like deep reflection. But there's like the sense of melancholy. Like, why did I let them go? Why didn't I put more effort? I probably came off as an asshole, or like they probably think the worst of me, because it's like a lot of blame on self. Maybe it's required, I don't know, but they're being like really hard on themselves because first of all, I fear from spirit they've not experienced anything like this. Second of all, they're really scared of their feelings for you. Third of all, they're not the expressive type. So I feel like from their perspective and from their guys, it's like they're being very hard on themselves for something they don't really know how to do. And a lot of people meet a version of themselves, and you also might be meeting a version of yourself that doesn't know how to handle this situation, right? So compassion is required on both ends for yourself. If you don't have it for yourself, you can't have it for another person. So maybe a good question would be, where are you being hard on yourself? That is showing up in this connection on your own end. Are you like, are you criticizing yourself for wanting this person? Are you criticizing yourself for having feelings for them? Are you criticizing for being attracted to them? Are you criticizing for being hung up on them? Like, are you really beating yourself up for things that may be out of your control? Because feelings, yes, they are messengers, but in this connection, it's almost like they're more than just messengers. These are feelings that you caught for another person. They go beyond your physical body. This is a soul connection. It feels amazing, but it's also like something that I see the both of you kind of run away from, because it's a lot of feelings for two people that don't exactly, they didn't expect to fall in love or catch feelings for each other. So you kind of like, a good way to be or deal with it would be like, it's not your fault you have these feelings, and the way you feel for this person, it's not a bad thing to be in love with someone. Almost what I want to say, I feel like maybe it's possible you are also scared of commitment. And I relatively pick up that this person is actually making peace with the fact, or like they're beginning to accept, they've accepted their feelings, the ones that they were denying for a really long time. I was supposed to shuffle, but now I think that we've passed that moment. I'm gonna take this card in the reverse. We have winter in reverse. So this says the sacredness of pausing. I'm going to take this upright. Combustion. So I think that when you were around, this person was not willing to sit down with themselves. Again, this is nothing personal. So let's try to see it from an objective point of view rather than seeing it as to what they were doing to you, so that you get a better understanding of it. I'm hoping that is the reason why you wanted to watch this reading, right? So it's almost like this person was not, they were running away from what used to bother them. And I feel like it has caught up with them because you removed yourself from the situation. I sense that maybe you realized and you put a boundary in place, and you were like, I see that you were like, you know what, you're not appreciating if I'm around. So you were like, I think you were like, wait, I'm getting confused, because there's very strong channeling over here. So I'm getting a little confused with the messages I'm being bombarded with. There, can we narrow it down? Oh, it's hurting my head. It's like this person thinks so much about you, and a lot of it is I don't blame them because they're being bombarded by the universe with their, in the information that they're getting on you. I feel like there's an intuitive connection. You probably get to feel each other's moods, or you have conversations or like certain dialogues that this person seems to be very excited about because they've never experienced it before. So they get like really excited about it, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like with combustion, they're racing me through this reading. My guides, they're racing me through this reading. I feel like you guys experience so much with each other. Like, oh, I don't like this. I'm getting a little uncomfortable, Spirit. I feel like there's an energy of like overestimating somebody's capabilities of handling this. Either it was, them, I feel like, because I feel like there is definitely this energy of like thinking I can handle this and biting more than, but this person already knew their limitations in terms of, in consideration with you. They knew that they already have a lot on their plate and they were not able to give to you. That could also be the thing. And that pile number one, we have to accept that somebody you have met may be in a different place in their life where they genuinely do have other things to tend to. And I think that maybe you have a wound of feeling like attention is love, and I'm not blaming you for anything. Let's make that very clear. I'm just trying to point out something objectively that may be possible, that you have been emotionally neglected. So your love language may be quality time, which you haven't received from this person, and you have taken it personally to your heart that they might have not been that invested as you thought they would have been. Because there's almost like a lot of ways in which you have acted in this connection was very based off the way you felt and intuitively felt guided to do. um, and that is a very good thing that you did act upon it. Your need to separate yourself from this person was also something that was intuitively guided, right? You felt like, I gotta stop it right here before I feel more like I'm giving a lot more. And it's like this person is replaying whatever brief conversations you had with each other to read between the, what's the phrase, read between the lines with you. So they're kind of like, okay, if I was being treated like I was treating them, how would I feel? I would feel like, not interested, that the other person's not interested, they're not adding, they're not really putting in much effort. And the kind of effort this person wanted to put into you was like pampering. Like, I don't know who loves flowers over here, like I do, but it's almost like, this person was like, they wanted to pamper you with flowers, or if you're a guy, they wanted to cook for you and do things like that, which are more something, I'm hearing the word organic, not very artificial, something that has a very light sentimental touch to it, that I care for you. And this person had those things in their fantasies, but I feel like they are, it's not just around the lines that I'm afraid to express all of that. It seems like something that they are just not able to express their authentic self, maybe because they're scared that somebody's going to take an advantage of their kindness. So they didn't show you any of it, is what I'm assuming. And with the combustion, this is almost like the energy that they had so much love, passion, and they wanted to race in so much that they almost, this person has a lot of energy, okay? Generally, as a person, they're built like that. So if they love too much. They could be a Capricorn or a Scorpio, or they could also be a Virgo, which is like they're very perfectionist and hard on themselves. And that is something that is very common with you, I think. And I think that this person, whatever they do it really, they do a lot of it, okay? Like if they're working, they're going to work a lot. Whatever they do, like they get engrossed in it. They're a very obsessive personality. And I think that they might have seen that as a bad thing because maybe in the past relationship they were not reciprocated, or they fear getting attached to people. There's a lot of information about this person. It doesn't narrow down into one thing. That I usually, whenever I read, I try to focus upon one thing so that we can go in detail. If that resonates with the person who's watching, they get a lot of insight into it. But over here, there's a lot that this person is thinking about. And I think they think about mainly like the kind of impression that they might have given you off, that they're not that interested in you, or like they're, I'm hearing the words gatekeeping, like they regret, or they just feel like they should have shown you a little bit more, like at least they should have flirted with you, or at least they should have given you compliments, or they should have told you something in the ways in which they admire you or desire you or want you or appreciate you, or they're at least grateful to have you around. They kind of gave you this very stoic, or just a very plain, I get a very mellow vibe. Like imagine somebody has such feelings that if you're watching, you might be like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, how do I buy it? But that's the truth of it. It's like they cloak themselves and they're very scared to be vulnerable and intimate with another person. And I think that this separation serves a purpose for them to recognize what was the cost of acting in such a stoic, hardcore manner with you. Does that make sense? Like the cost of it was that they gave you an impression that, they're not interested in you. So it's very obvious that you probably walked away. Resilience in reverse. So I think that during this separation, this person is struggling. Okay, I'm going to say that very honestly. I think that they're struggling to bring in that energy to come forward towards you again. I also hear that this person pushes their worthiness in the future. So there's not just one thing that, corrodes this person's mental pattern, their thought pattern, their ability to come towards you. They're quite passive because there's a lot of cleaning up that needs to take place, if I'm being very honest. Like they have to go through um a lot of healing, especially with the throat chakra, which talks about us showing up the way that we want to, not what we feel compelled to adapt to. So it could be that, their environment or their friends, or just maybe it's just them, maybe they've just become that stoic, and it's almost like the persona that they have built is suffocating them now. They're kind of like, how do I get out of it? Because they have seen, the biggest giveaway of this reading is a lot about the impression that they might have left on you, that they're not interested in. That's probably the reason why you left. And that was a good decision on your end, because if somebody is not willing to do that, then there's no point you trying to knock on a door that's not opening for you, right? Even you don't know what lies behind the door, but at least it needs to open up for you to see what is there, right? So you didn't feel very welcomed by this person. That's what I feel over here, and that's the regret over here, that like this person just feels like that was a stupid move on their end that could have really started off something, or they could have at least experienced you in some manner. I pick up on a lot of sexual energy again over here. I do feel like this person thought at least that they could have had some good fun times, quote unquote, with you at least. There is a little bit of immaturity that now that I do pick up over here. It's not that completely, like life is not black and white, okay? I wouldn't say they have bad intentions, but they did think about it like, oh, maybe, well, I could have at least gotten to experience them physically, if nothing. But there's almost like this sense of any way I could have just experienced them, had them around. So they're kind of craving having you around. Um, I feel like this fire within them to have you physically is very amplified. I don't think it's in a sense where this person wants to use you or manipulate you. It is this person's. There's a sense of innocence that I pick up, not naivety, that's different. I pick up a sense of innocence in the way that they feel towards you. But then there's also this roaring passion that this person seems to, they can't shake their head off. It's something that just naturally comes to them, and I think that it's possible if they judge themselves for the amount of passion that they have for you, which is also not their fault. It's not like it's not reciprocated. I can only imagine if it's not reciprocated, but like I feel like you might also have those thoughts for this person, sexual fantasies. So I think that maybe this person tends to beat themselves up for having that for you. There's like a lot of need for like compassion for yourself. Wow, we have eternal love. So love is love. What? Love is love. Okay, I've never used this card. Probably that's why. Love is love, and it transcends the physical death. So I feel like both of you I literally see like a cupid chasing the both of you, and you're like, no, 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 get away from me. It's pretty funny in my head, and I think that this really represents how the both of you have tried to run away from each other. And I think that you might have also felt a sense of relief when you did create that boundary with this person, because you are somewhat scared of the intensity of it. And I feel like in some shape or form, the both of you are quite independent. You don't like somebody all the time in your personal space and having to text them all the time. And it's almost like both of you can't really imagine yourself being that mushy in love. And I think that this does bring a side out of you which tells you that, you both really hope. I see the both of you really hoping, I wish this works out, like I would really like to be with them. But then your toughness kicks in and you're like, nah, like I don't need love, or like I can't be that person, like I don't want to be in commitment. Like it's like the both of you are kind of like that. And I think behind closed doors, like you think about each other a lot, you think about having them around. It's almost like you act like they're around you. The energy is very strong over here. So that's why I said that it's a very true connection, because you both feel each other around. For somebody, I hear that it's possible you ended up with this person in a past life, and I can't say about this lifetime. But for somebody over here, I feel like you ended up with this person in a past life, but the connection is very strong because it transcends the roles that you play in this lifetime. When you have a soul connection, what if in a past life, the both of you were girls, or like what if in a past life the both of you were sisters, or what if in a past life, if they're a man in this life, you were a man in the past life. There's something about here which exceeds just our mental thought patterns. Like it's not just very boxed. This love is out of the box. That's what I feel. So you're kind of like blown away. The both of you are scared about how you feel for each other, and um, I can only understand how much it probably troubles the both of you. I think that it troubles this person also, that they're away from you. And if this person stays nearby, they hope that someday they bump into you or they see you around so they can just look at you. It's almost like I don't think they still have the courage to I don't think that still have the courage to approach you. I'm gonna be very honest. I think that they're scared, and you both are scared that this connection is going to dissipate, and they're going to forget about you. You're going to forget about them, or if they take too long. So there's some sort of urgency, but they also feel like they're not completely there yet. I don't know. Pile number one, there's like ambiguity in the sense, for few of you, this person feels very eager to come forward, but then they're not doing it. Wisdom. But this separation with you is making them understand a lot about themselves. We have disguise and upheaval, things that were hidden inside about them that are coming forward. I want to take this in reverse, which means that I think this person is, I really want to say that they will reach out. That's the energy that I keep picking up, but it's not promising. So it may be that you are watching readings and it shows up as like this person will reach out, but they're not reaching out, and it's frustrating for you. It's because something has to reach a maturation point. Okay, like something has to stay the way it is for a while. That's the best way I can put it. Okay, it just has to. Okay, we don't always know the reason why, but this is like it's just some sort of like preparation. I don't like the word delay. We have the page of swords in reverse. So I feel like if they try not to stalk you, because like I feel like this person cries sometimes. Like they have such deep, like this is love, this is not just a crush. And see, we have the Ace of Wands and the Seven of Swords. This person feels so guilty for the fact that they have so much passion for you, maybe because they don't see you in that manner. Like they see you as very fragile and sensitive, and they feel kind of dirty thinking about you like that. And I'm hearing that you're also like that. Like you actually do have sexual fantasies for this person, but they just take a really, they feel really bad about that. But I think that, there's also this energy of self-pleasuring, because I think that they're so uninterested in other people at this point that they're like hyper fixated on you. And I think it really scares them that they won't get a chance with you. There's almost like this feeling like I've left it up to God or the universe. Like, I don't think that they're like really fixated on the fact that you're gonna reach out, or like they're hoping for a miracle. I don't know what this person wants, if I'm being very honest. It makes me feel like they they're just hoping something comes together, or the inspiration hits them, or something takes off in their career, or they just like things miraculously just fall in place with the both of you. They don't really know how it will happen, but they just keep wishing on if it does, and they hope it does. What else do they think? The Ten of Swords in reverse. Finality. They don't want this to end. It's almost like I see a child cribbing to Jesus, and he's like, please, 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 like, can I have them back, please? But it's almost like Jesus sees that the child is not ready for it. He's very impatient and he's not mature enough for this. That's what he sees. Three of Cups. They really want to come back. Four of Wands for a relationship. See, that's why I say that their intentions are innocent. They want it. They want to be with you. They want to do the right thing. They want to just be in love with you. They want to experience love with you. But the only thing is that the universe sees that they're not ready for it. Maybe you as well. It's just a matter of fact and circumstances as to how the situation really plays out. So there's a level of some sort of immaturity that they're not completely ready for this love, okay? So I'm going to pull out a few channel messages from this person. If you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this deck, information is given down below. I'm hearing two messages from this deck, okay? I was just about to say I push my worthiness in the future. I don't know how to make this situation better. I bite more than I can chew. I said that. I keep thinking about reaching out. I am purging my wounds. I hear the song, Nothing. It says beautiful girls all over the world, but they got nothing on you, baby. I use ambition to escape intimacy. You're the one for me. I heard the song One Less Lonely Girl by Justin Bieber. That's a very cute song. I do want this to deepen like you do. Do you feel the same way? I lied when I said I didn't have feelings for you. They gave the wrong impression. I think they often think about like if their approach had been different, but now they know better. So when and if you guys do get a chance, yeah, because this seems like a very promising connection. Like I feel very pure energies over here, and I think that when they will get a chance to talk to you next, I think their approach might be a little bit more transparent and honest. They might show you visibly that, hey, this is how I feel. And I have daddy issues, which is a lot about direction in life, not being able to trust yourself in terms of the decisions that you make. This is more like, again, preparation. I'm scared of getting hurt again. So pile number one, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button. Subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 2. If you chose the card of the divine timing, this is going to be your reading. I sense some sort of numbness on this person's end. I think either they're trying to distract themselves, they're not completely aware of it, but I hear from spirit that whenever you find this reading, some sort of ripple effect takes place through which what you understand through this reading, and then it directly impacts this person's energy where they might have an outburst or an emotional release, which makes them, it provokes them, your energy, something transpires in your energy whenever you do find this reading, and then it creates a ripple effect, because this is like they're your divine counterpart. There's something um energetically tying you like a red thread, so they're going to feel the change in you, and that's going to create an emotional release for them. We have the death card and we have the sun, so some sort of clarity or an epiphany, or rather I'd say like a release, um an emotional outburst that happens for this person takes place. So I feel like it's possible that a few of you think that this is a bad connection. It's trauma embedded, your trauma bonding with this person. You feel like this is a dangerous situation to involve yourself in, and spirit is saying no. This is just how the purity of this connection is making you prone to think negatively, because it's bringing out a lot of trauma that is within you. I'm gonna take a pre-shuffle card. So I'm gonna take this upright. We have memory. So I feel like with memory, there's almost this recognition of like almost this feeling that I recognize you from somewhere before. I don't know, but I feel very comfortable with you. And I don't know what's your history with this person, or it's just fantasizing. This person feels very happy when they tend to think about you. I'm gonna take, yeah, see, we have joy. I'm gonna take this card in the reverse. We have ghost and regret. So I feel like the numbness mainly stems from the fact that this person may have done something which kind of haunts them over here, and they hold you quite closely to their heart. This woman, she has like a window which represents like a framed picture of somebody in their heart. Like this is in the middle of the solar plexus and the heart chakra. It's not exactly the heart chakra. So something tells me that maybe this person pushed you away because they didn't feel like they are good enough for you. And joy says rejoicing in the present, and ghost is regret in reverse, which tells me that this person, I can't give you the consolation of the fact that yes, they're hurting as much as you are, but I feel like deep down they're going to start recognizing. So when you're coming in contact with this reading, something is aligning with helping to explain you a sense of neediness that you have for each other. And I don't want you to think that, oh, this is a bad thing, I feel need for another person. I just think that there's a part of you which is deprived of something emotionally neglected in you, that one part of it is something that we need to fulfill. One part of it is sometimes we purposely push things away or land up in certain situations which are a conscious manifestation of the good and bad bit in us. So this situation is somewhere in the between. This is something that you have wanted, something that you genuinely feel for another person. That's why you love this connection, or you love feeling you love feeling love for them. But there's also a part of you which is neglected, and you have neglected, or perhaps you're learning how to heal it, I'd rather say, which is still coming in integration. And that's why you feel this yearning, this sense of neediness, which yes can become like something that eats you from inside, this feeling that I really want to be with them, I really want to be with them. But they're kind of giving it a positive spin, like they want you to see this situation more optimistically rather than negatively that you are looking at it. Because I think you are someone that may have experienced this before, you're experiencing for the first time, and you're seeing certain things in this person that are not good for you. You recognize that, but there's also a need to understand that no person is perfect. It is possible you may have a trauma bond over here, but life is not just black and white. That's something that they want to introduce to your, basically your thought pattern right now, that you don't have to straightforwardly categorize a situation completely bad. If it's a very reflective relationship, you are prone to feel that this is bad, I want to get away from it, because it is shedding light on your own trauma. So it's almost in a sense they're trying to say that you're projecting your own fears onto this person. If you feel like they're a player, they're not going to choose you, and this is given all other facts and circumstances keeping them aside. They're kind of just focusing upon what you might be projecting onto this person, what is coming through over here. I'm not going to nullify any message. And that's why they're saying that it might not give you the consolation that you want, but it will give you the exact information that you need in this moment. That you may not pick another message from your spirit guide, universe, shadow work, something that has been trying to reach you. And it's not that they're trying to infiltrate or overstep. They believe that this information is important for you to move forward in life for the better. Basically, it's not that they're saying that there's something less in you, there's something less in them. They're just trying to give you the clue that is important for you to move, at least start moving. It's not about the speed at which we go. You should be more scared of staying still in life rather than moving slowly. So they want you to start processing something that probably stems from a past memory of betrayal, a past memory of actually being involved with someone that was playerish, or that was someone that used to play with your heart. Basically, there's something that this connection reminds you of someone or an experience in your past, and that is what they want you to focus upon, because it's possible this person has not given you that reason to distrust them. Now that is possible, they have, but a lot of it, 90-95% of you are projecting onto this person, given that you see something in them that alarms you, that no, they're going to do the same thing to you, they're possibly going to hurt you. That's what they're trying to focus upon. Is, if we haven't had a bad experience, why are we so suspicious of somebody else? It means that our past still has a hold on us, and it always will. Our past is also something that is majorly added to create us into the person we are today. So even though they're not saying that your experiences were a waste, it's not that. They're reminding me of a picture I posted a few days back, which was about one person saying that if I hadn't failed so much, if I had the maturity, I wouldn't have failed so much, like the maturity I have today. And the other person says, if you hadn't failed, you wouldn't have that maturity today. So it's almost like a change of perception that they're trying to inculcate in this reading, along with this person's presence. And we're gonna figure out, well, how much they're hurting, and like it's almost like I feel like this person is, there's a very strong energetic exchange, a dynamic. And when it talks about spiritual connections, it is given that the feminine energy leads in the 5D, which is the spirituality aspect. So you possibly could be the one that is in the feminine energy. It's gender non-specific, which means that even a man can be in a feminine energy, and he might be leading it somehow. But over here, whoever is in the feminine energy, supposedly you are the one that guides this connection. Your job is not to be chasing or convincing someone that you're worth it, or sitting and waiting for them to fix themselves. Meanwhile, what you can focus upon that will actually bring value to your life is to look at what is bothering you in the present moment. I understand that this person not being around you is bothersome. You have a strong connection with someone, you want to experience it physically. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's also about what is it highlighting. That is your task at hand. To narrow it down, to sum it up, they're trying to say what is bothering you. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Which is slightly unrelated to this person, but this person's presence shed lights upon that aspect in you. Is it the loneliness factor? Is it the codependency that you feel like only this person will bring that zest in my life? Is it that something is incomplete in your life that you feel like the addition of them will bring you happiness? Is it that if this person chooses you, you will feel very worthy? Is it that you're fixated on this specific person because they have a specific quality that you want for yourself? Is it that having this person will validate you in front of other people? Somewhere I feel like it narrows down that you are seeking this person to accept you or accept those parts of you, give you love in places you're not able to give yourself. That is what they're trying to kind of play around with. That like there's going to be so many people watching this, and you have to grab the first thought that comes and then start digging deep with it. So when I ask you what really bothers you about this person not being around, how do you feel? You miss them, you crave for them, you feel lonely, you feel like you want to be held, you feel like you want to be loved, you feel like life is boring without them. There's got to be something that indicates, it's going to be a first clue to understand yourself. I hope that makes sense, okay? Reflection. Can't escape that, right? Grief, harmony. So, um, what is fragmentation and disintegration? Over here, you're learning how to integrate a part of you that was neglected, a part of you that you were not taught how to embrace, which is a lot about emotional needs. There's a possibility over here that you are attracted to this person for one major superficial reason, which exceeds your need to be intimate with another person emotionally and on a spiritual level, which means that a disintegrated part of you that is confused with why you exactly want this person. And I'm not saying that this is just in you, it's also in this person. A part of you craves this person because a part of your self-worth is attached to the kind of person you're going to be with, and how it's going to present out to be with other people, and how it's going to bring you a perceived sense of love and validations from other people around you, whether it's through your parents, whether it's through society or family or friends. It's like how this person being with you will show up, and it will bring you some sort of perceived, I say the word perceived because it's what you think. It's what you think that will get you affection, admiration, some sort of validation from other people having this person. And you know what that does to you is that it tells you that because I need praise from other people, I am not exactly getting the level of intimacy that I need from this person. And so you're creating a barrier in terms of intimacy, and that's a possible reason why a person, for example, that may not be this person that can give you that emotional intimacy, might not come across as exactly the perfect partner for you in the society, is something that creates a barrier for intimacy. So your choice to have this person is not just related with this person's emotional unavailability at the given moment. at the given moment doesn't mean that I'm saying that this person is incapable of showing up, or you'll never be with them, or you'll never get to experience that. I'm not at all talking about all of that. I'm just talking about a hypothetical situation which explains maybe the emotional dynamic that you are sharing with yourself that is engraved in this specific situation. Because if it was not tied with your self-worth, you wouldn't be feeling so needy for them at the moment, because something about this person feels like if I grab it, I have them, it brings in something to me, something that is something that is already within you. It's a part of self-worth, self-esteem that you're trying to look for within this person. It's not all bad. That's what I keep hearing. It's like something about this person represents a quality or a facet of life which you think that will gain you appreciation and feeling of pride from other people. Either they're very well known, or they're very good looking, or they have a status, they have that money. There's something about this person that physically grants you sense of satisfaction, sense of self-worth in a way that you think people will perceive you. There's something of that sort that is coming to light. Okay, so now we're going to begin off by seeing how this person is feeling. Are they hurting about you? So this is very well established in your reading that they are thinking about something. Okay, they are thinking deeply about this connection. They are thinking, and there's like a sense of actualization where I feel like there was not enough reciprocity is what I'm hearing, because this person was bombarded by their own sense of expectations, maybe from their own family. So what is mirrored over here, if you can actually narrow that down, which is pretty clear, right? It's like you're seeking a sense of admiration from the society, and they're seeking a sense of admiration from the society, which makes me feel like with the lovers over here, Gemini Virgo gives me that this person is someone that is thinking about the situation very logically. It's not that you don't reside deep down in their heart. It's not that they don't want it. It is reciprocated. I'm going to tell you that. But it tells me that maybe they are prioritizing something else, which may be career, or their their money, or their family. There's something that this person is prioritizing because they think they need to have that in order, so that they can also be perceived as of some sort of status or level. And something about adequacy is very common over here. This person is prioritizing something else in order to receive that appreciation from other people, because it's not that love isn't important, and it's not, I'm saying that love is not important. I'm not saying that you're purposely trying to be like this. All of us have something, a little bit twisted inside us. Okay, all of us are a little bit messed up here and there. We may perceive someone and look at them like, wow, they look like they got it all, they're perfect. Every goddamn person is a little bit messed up in their head. Okay, and that's what I'm picking up over here, that we're not striving to be perfect. We're striving to give ourselves the love that we deserve the best we can, because we can give it to ourselves. The whole point of what spirit is trying to deliver is that when you can give it to yourself, why needlessly become codependent on another person when you can give it to yourself? Does that make sense? So we have, see, the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I understand the facet of this part of life which says that we can't be everything before our own time. So even though this process will take time, it doesn't mean that this isn't the time when you receive the message to start thinking about it. Well, it's completely up to you if you do want to think about it. It's always a choice. But what they're saying is that this person is Seven of Cups. See, I feel like this person might be quite ambitious. They do, I think, if you're not committed and this is genuinely like a separation pile, it's possible that they do think about somewhat being with other people, or they're weighing out their options. But I very strongly get a sense that that is probably because this relationship is not defined. There's no exclusivity. There is a commitment at heart, there's a loyalty at heart, but there's somewhere this person also sometimes thinks about like who would add more light, more there's a consideration who would add more pride or more validation in my life. Again, there's a common denominator served over here, which I would highly recommend don't take it personally. Okay, because this is a situation which has many layers, which can bring about all sorts of anxieties and comparisons. But always to remind yourself, never compare yourself with another person. So mainly there's this devotion that they feel to you at the end of the day. And the love is very much shared. Okay, see, King of Cups, the love is very much shared. I see a lot of mental thought patterns. I see a lot of mental energy over here, rather than this person just thinking about it on an emotional level. Okay, you know, we do have the cups. We have two cards of the cups, and then we have Gemini, Virgo. Well, we do have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then Virgo is standing out to me because this person is trying to intellectually drive this relationship when all it focuses upon is the internal work. Does that make sense? So it doesn't mean that this person is bad. It just means that this person is learning how to use the tools within themselves, just the way you are learning something else. You know, it's almost like we can't think we're superior or inferior, as a matter of fact, just because somebody is at a different level or they're learning something else. It could be that, you know something that they don't know, and they know something that you don't know as of now, right? We all learn different things at different points in our lives where it is required. The universe feels it's required for us to learn this or unlearn something, right? So it's almost like, in a sense, where they do acknowledge, they have completely acknowledged that they have very deep feelings for you. They might be in love with you. They really, really like you. This card kind of seems like they're in love with you. They do understand it's not just a phase or, attraction or infatuation. This person has also taken the time to, in this separation, however long it has been, it could be 3 weeks, it could be 3 months. It seems like a fairly newer connection. I'm not gonna lie. Newer in the sense it's not completely grounded and explored in reality. It's a lot like there's a lot of spiritual movement that takes place. It's a lot of energetic exchange that happens over here. It's a lot of dream state as well. So I'm getting Sagittarius energy. So somewhere, because you both, I'm going to talk about both of you, there's something common over here. There's a lot common, in fact, I think. And that's why you probably think this is a trauma bond, but it's just how we learn to heal. So for you, I would say that the best advice is to look at the situation more spiritually, rather than doing a psychoanalysis on this person. And they're saying, anyways, you're not a psychologist unless you are. Well, but then they're saying that don't believe everything your mind tells you, almost like that. And they're saying that there are answers in the details. This is not a reading where you will find the answers from a holistic, larger perspective. You're not going to find that. You go in details, and the more you understand yourself, the better you will understand this person, is what I feel. I'm hearing something about every night or last night. There's a lot of communication that is happening with you from the astral realms, not just from this person, but from spiritual forces that are trying to guide you through this, because this is not an easy process, and you shouldn't feel like you're doing all of this alone, because the universe is always talking to you, always helping you navigate this very tedious job at hand, because it involves multiple layers of pain. I'm hearing the word betrayal and satisfaction, something that is, again, something that follows between, something that is common between the both of you, is almost this need to do things for satisfaction. Somewhere you throw in the towel, about maybe your standards, because you really like this person, or you somewhere you forget your standards and your needs, which were very well defined before you met this person, or something like that. It's almost like this is not um this is not just a lesson. I want you to understand that this connection is like a blessing in disguise. And again, don't call don't be so quick to make assumptions about things when spirit is actually trying to give you a good perspective, feed your mind with the right thing. So try to follow it, because it's almost like if you're genuinely eager to understand this connection, you're at that level of consciousness. It's almost like they're trying to tell you that this is not just a lesson. This connection is trying to help you find a way of being, way of being with yourself. Like, you carry yourself everywhere you go. It would be awful to feel sick in your own body all the time. You can't carry this person everywhere you go in life. For some of you, you have this spirit where you really like adventure, you would love to travel, things like that. And there's a good part of you that is mature enough and liberated enough that you don't want to experience goddamn everything with just a partner. You would love to experience that. That is a part of the process. But it's almost like some experiences are just individual. You should be able to, for example, travel with your partner alone, enjoy small little things in life alone. They might enjoy other things. So there's almost like not everything needs to be derived with your shared experience with this person. Does that make sense? It's almost like they're trying to tell you that there's a thin line between self-love and the love that you get, intimate love that you get from another person. Does that make sense? Ace of Cups and reverse. So I think one of the things that your person has realized is not just that this is a strong connection over here, but also that they lack, I heard, basic decency to treat themselves with respect. I'm not sure if it relates with the Seven of Cup energy, where this person maybe thought that they were the shit because they had a lot of options, or maybe if this person thought that um, keeping it surface level is good for them, but they've changed. There's something that is changed within this person through the course of this journey with you, through the course of this connection. I also heard through the course of this reading, almost like we're getting a very layered reading. So it's almost like it's following in a chronological order. Does that make sense? It's like we're step by step understanding how this person has been feeling throughout, and maybe the separation, when it started off, they might have been pretty numb about it, and slowly by slowly I feel like they're going to kick into this sense of I feel like one thing that is prominently being told to me, that this is positive for you, this is good for you, you should be happy that this is happening for you, because love is a very great force, and the love that you have for each other is the reason why you're able to do the shadow work. Would you sit down? Sometimes we're just like that, I'm gonna be honest, we're just like that. We don't give a shit about where we're living, how we're living, until and unless we meet someone that's like wow, and then you realize you really want to be with them, and you have to let go of your wounds. Does that make sense? So they want you to know this is good for you, this is very good for you, that you're able to drop your baggage. I know it's painful, but look at the brighter side. We're always looking at the worst of everything because we're used to God knows what our circumstances have been. But you should be able to recognize that whether it's for this person, for yourself, whatever this connection is doing, it is doing good to you. It is the hard truth of life that nothing good comes easy. Your healing that is very good for you is not easy, and that is something you should focus upon. The devil, the magician in reverse. So both of you have had this history of being involved with emotionally manipulative, narcissistic, very selfish people. Both of you have baggage. It's not just about you, pile number two. It's not just me, especially when you're trying to be in a relationship with someone. You can't be selfish. And yeah, I just keep hearing that maybe because it's so painful, this relationship, this connection, it makes you introspect so much. You kind of want to think that this person is the bad guy, they're narcissistic, this is a trauma. It's like you're trying to bring up things to tell yourself so that it eases the pain of being away from them. I understand that, okay? It's not easy. With the devil and the magician over here, this is again Gemini Virgo, this is Capricorn. So in the past, I feel like, especially like it could apply to you as well, but I feel like for this person, they have truly invested themselves in a person that they really loved, and that person turned out to be very harmful, because what they were doing is that they were falling in love with someone that was a replication of their trauma, their abuse. So this person is still learning. I'm seeing a book that all the pages have been stuck with glue. So now we're trying to separate them. And for some reason, the pages are not torn. They're not tearing apart when we're trying to rip them, but the bond of the glue is so tight that it almost hurts. So in a sense, it's just a way of saying that these experiences really shape us. They have really stuck with your person for a really long time, and now that they're trying to open that Pandora's box, they're facing difficulty. It's hard for them. It's not that they're not trying, that's what they want to say. It's not that they're trying, but at this moment they feel like there's a good recognition, and almost like their intuition. I feel like it's your guides that keep whispering that don't go to them till the time you know you have decluttered this all. So it's almost like their intuition keeps reminding them that don't do this right now, don't message them right now, because you got a lot of things to sort out before you do. So it's not a matter of whether they want to or not. It's almost like their intuition, their path, their dharma, your spirit guides, whatever you like to believe in, the universe is separating the both of you right now. It is important for them. Now, in a sense, if you look at it from a larger perspective, this is all about love and light. This is about the universe knowing what's best for you. This is what the universe knows what's best for them. See, you have your guides. The universe loves you the same way universe loves this person. Obviously, the universe wants this person to heal. They want them to be in love. They want them to experience love. They don't want them to be hurting every day, carrying this dark cloud over their head. You know the feeling, right? So all in all, the universe also cares about this person as much as they care about you. And in a nutshell, the way they're looking out for the both of you is helping the both of you clear out this pain that both of you are carrying. So are they hurting? um yes, I feel like, of course, like they're probably missing you. There's a lot of hurting because of you. I don't think you've really done anything to hurt them, but they're despising themselves. There's this shadow that is coming out, and it's making them feel ugly right now. So this is just a moment or a phase in their life where maybe the both of you, in a shared perspective, you are feeling like, I'm so bad, they're never going to come for me, I'm not worthy of them. But that's not true, is it? If I tell them today that you are staying away, or you have these bitter thoughts because of how you feel, they'd be like, but I never wanted to make them feel like that. I don't think about them like that. And if I tell you the same thing, you'd be like, they are completely worthy for me. So it's just about the way we perceive ourselves. That's what these connections really do to us. It's a lot about, with the ghost in reverse also, that we're no longer allowed to neglect ourselves, the parts of ourselves that are disintegrated per se. Okay. So, pile number two, I'm gonna pull out a few channel messages to conclude this reading. If you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this, information is given down below. I'm scared to trust before. I'm scared to trust because I've been let down before. I rejected you before you could reject me. I am feeling the consequences of my actions. I'm upset with myself that I let you walk away, and I fantasize about what we could be. I feel guided to use another deck as well. I feel like for a lot of you, these messages are open for interpretation depending on how this person left you or the situation ended between the both of you. I feel betrayal. See, I feel like betrayal is a wound over here. I want to let it all out. See, they see this coming. They see this. Basically, I feel like I said that again and again, that this purge is gonna come in if it has not. Okay, thank you, Spirit, for the confirmation. So pile number 2, I'm going to leave your reading here. I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose this card of creativity, this is going to be your reading. So just number 39 reduces to 12. I pick up on a lot of confusion. Like, there's a lot that this person thinks about reciprocity in this relationship. I don't know how long ago your separation was with them, but this person, majorly what they think about you is it's about the lack of reciprocity, and it seems like they weren't able to give much. But I think it also comes, they understand that they don't have the bandwidth to pour into you. If you see these cups, it's like they're overflowing into one another. It's like a champagne fountain. Um, it seems like this person recognizes that you are emotionally at a different level. You have a different emotional quotient where this person desires to change. They desire to change, but I pick up on the word resistance, relationship resistance. So there's almost like something that makes this person feel like, I don't want to commit. I don't want to settle down or be in a relationship or give up my options. Do they regret that decision per se? I think it depends on what their mood is like, like if they have other people around or they're busy, they've got attention, they're going out, they're not very sad about it. But it's when there's alone times, that's when this person is able to really get in touch with themselves. That's when the anxiety and the loneliness kicks in, when they think like it would have been good, but it's not very thorough in the sense it's followed. Like, this seems like a connection. Either it's about you're asking about an ex, you're asking about somebody that's like a little bit in your past, like maybe it's possible that there are a few months that have passed by. Otherwise, even if that's not the case, this could be your pile. However, I feel like a lot of it is about this, like the kind of individual you're dealing with is someone that is resisting the flow of things in life, or just this connection or this relationship. Something feels died out over here, something that I am channeling. It's possible that this is a pretty, like, it's pretty much in your past. You're kind of curious, or it's been a while. Um, like a situationship or an ex, somebody that you've had experience with is almost what I pick up over here. Seems like this person still has desire for you, but it's not grounding. This is not some sort of desire which I feel like supersedes their superficiality or just their choice or way of being. I hate to say it in that manner, but it's like I think it would just mean that they don't see your worth as much. They don't value you as much. Four of Pentacles. Because they're very closed off mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They're not on your level. Or I would rather say it's spiritually is not on your level, or maybe like emotionally. I think that makes more sense. They're not very keen. That's what I feel. So do they hurt about it? Yeah, I think yes, but it's very fluctuating. It's based off, their own convenience. It's like whenever they feel lonely and they're not getting what they want with other people, or I get a very someone that has a lot of options around, or someone that has a busy social life. They keep themselves busy, and then when they're alone, or sometimes they're going to bed, or they're just like, sometimes you pop up in their head, or that's how, like, along those lines, this is like how they feel, or when they regret or they think about it. They do think that you had good quality, but it's not, I don't think that it's convincing enough for me, the energy that I pick up, that I can say yes, they're terribly sad about you and the loss of this connection. I'm not saying that it was one-sided. I just think that their level of understanding in this situation is different, or the way that they perceive it as a loss is different. Like, I would say that, does it bother them emotionally? Yes, it does sometimes. Nine of Pentacles. So I don't know, that this is giving me the last impression of you, that you were probably unstable, or I think this person very conveniently skips through the whole situation. They cherry pick whatever truth of the situation feels convenient to absorb. It's like they're noticing how you were unstable, or you were emotionally driven, you wanted more from them, or something like that. How it ended, or whatever it was. Like, I'm getting an energy where their last impression was you were needy for them. And it's like they're not noticing, because Spirit is giving me another perspective, that they were acting very cold towards you. They didn't think about your feelings enough, or they were just being a jerk. That's what I feel. And they're very conveniently skipping that fact that they were being a jerk, or they hurt you, or you had an established bond, and their behavior definitely had equal reaction on your end. Like, maybe you were surprised by their behavior, you weren't expecting that, or they were just not nice enough about their approach towards you. They're kind of like not seeing their participation in that situation, how it made you feel. This person is very conveniently opting or choosing to remember paths. Like, they're just telling themselves a story that they want to believe. They're not completely, I just think it's like, I can't even keep saying that they're immature. It's just the way that they are. I think it's a given that they're not very welcoming. I almost feel like that, because with the pentacle energy over here, the 9 and the 4, it gives me that they're very socially driven. This is the energy that I keep getting. This person is very socially driven. I gotta look good, I gotta wear good things, I gotta have beautiful women or men around me. It is very shallow energy, especially in this area. I'm not saying that they're overall like this, but specifically in this, and reading in the energy that I'm picking up, that resonates with your person. is more shallow. They, in terms of relationship, I don't think this person is quite yoked enough to understand all sorts of things. Like, oh, we have another pentacle, six of pentacles. Again, this is about reciprocity. You know, one thing I did want to say is that they're probably giving to other people, and they're still doing that. They're going to remain like that. And we have the page of cups with the judgment. I feel like that person, only if I would say that one regret. I think they have a lot of regrets, but one of them that highlights the most, is highlighted to me the most, is that they didn't give you enough. I don't know if, that's where the needy energy was coming. You were kind of like seeking this person's attention for whatsoever reason. They don't see you as wrong for wanting that attention, almost like, let's just say that, because there was some sort of a mutual affection over here. Like they liked having you around, you liked having them around, and it was only understandable that you wanted more. But this person may have pulled away because they didn't want to get attached to you. That's what I also feel. They see you as someone that's pretty spiritual, judgment, Libra energy, and then it brings in with the page of cups. It's like it's like the way that they acted. Obviously, it's impossible to not take that personally, but I would say that it's not personal because it was all about their own fears, but it did impact you. That's what I feel. Okay. And I think that because they did have soft spot for your, fondness, that's the word I would use, they do feel bad about the fact that they didn't reciprocate. But then they also justify it, and that's where they cherry pick facts out of the situation, because they're like, I didn't want to invest, I have too many fears, this person is commitment phobic, so they chose not to invest in you. And as much as they have their reasons for it, I'm just a messenger. So I think I would just present the energy that I'm getting over here, because I think that for a lot of you there are layers to it. I don't want to do, for and against kind of an argument, I think, because that would vary from person to person what your situation is. Especially if it was quite an evolved situation on this person and you kind of had a thing and then they suddenly pulled back, that is very hurtful, right? But for majority of you, I do feel like it did evolve, or you did have history, or you were pretty close and you knew that the emotions were shared, and that's why you were expecting more, is almost what I understand. So this person also understands that it was justified that you were kind of expecting more from them. That's what I keep picking up, and that's where the regret comes in, because maybe they led you on, or maybe they thought that they were capable of being in a relationship but they just backed off. There's a possibility that they ghosted you, or they just left you, or they just said that they don't want to do this, or they did something out of their own fears that did hit them. It's like the truth was slightly creeping up on them when they were doing it and avoiding you and slowly pulling away from you. And then they just shut the door on you. And I think after a few weeks or months, it's like the truth creeped up on them. One day they realize either it happened to them, something like that, through another person or something like that. It's like, or it just naturally, organically came to them that, that was wrong, and, this person didn't deserve it. So there's almost like that regret that I shouldn't have completely shut them out, or I should have been compassionate enough. But it's just at the end of the day, it's just how they operate and treat themselves. That's why I feel like I can't really say don't take it personally, but like, I absolutely understand if you do. I'm gonna take this pre-shuffle card. It's been calling me. Relationship. And this was in the reverse when I picked it. I'm gonna take this up upright. It's crying. So you best believe if you chose this pile, this person has a realization and they're repenting for their mistakes. Is almost what I hear. Like they will do that, or I feel like the majority of you, if it's been a while, I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 weeks or 4 or 5 months or above that, then the truth has definitely like hit them and they've paid for it, or like karma has taken place, whatever you like to call it. Because Six of Pentacles with the Judgment is also like balancing of scales. With the Page of Cups, it's somewhere like, your guides are like, we got you. And I think this person remembers you as someone that had a lot of feelings for them, and they did too. That's what baffles me, right? That they acted in that manner. And it's just the whole relationship facet, that they didn't want a relationship, and I think somewhere the early signs that you overlooked were telling you this is not your person. It's possible. Somewhere it was like pretty visible to you that this person is not right, or they're just not treating me right. Like something was unsettling. And I think that the most prominent signs of it were the ways in which body in was the way were the ways in which your body was reacting to this person, like feeling a little bit off, or if you were sexually intimate with them, you felt, I don't know, some sense of unease, or like a little bit sense of like disgust in your body or something like that, because you were doing things to appeal to this person. That's what I feel. They're pretty closed off, and they just have this way of presenting themselves that makes other people want to chase for the validation or to be chosen by them. So I think that you also fell in that pattern, and I think they did something again that really made it clear to you that they don't care about you. Like, even if they were like your childhood friend or your old friend or something like common, or they were your friend before, and then they just, people that are friends with you, you have a different bond with them. Versus when you start becoming coming in a relationship or romantic feelings for them, they are different people. People are different in friendships, they're different in relationships. That brings out a different side, because then you start directly dealing with their inner child. So, this person's experience in the past could have been bad, and that's not what I'm trying to talk about, but it's like you saw a different side of them, something that was emotionally corrupted, something that you felt could really hurt you. That's what I feel. This person tends to think a lot about the fact that, they did you wrong. I hear the song Did You Wrong by Nav. I also pick up that, this person did have feelings for you. That's what I keep feeling, that it was mutual. You weren't crazy, but their behavior was that reflection of how they treat themselves. There's nothing more to it. We have this card in reverse, hurt. This is happiness in our hearts and our homes. And this person is actually so unhappy with themselves. Like, imagine them needing so many people. And I'm not trying to belittle them. From an objective point of view, I'm just trying to place facts. We all know that we can only love another person till the depths we've met ourselves. If they haven't, I would say that you dodged a bullet, honestly. Because this is not. I really want you to understand, because I don't want you to have false hopes where I reassure you, yeah, they're hurting too much. Because if I say that, then you're going to keep watching more readings thinking like, they're going to come back, they really regret it. But I really want you to acknowledge, if you come in contact with this reading, that they don't value you. And that's what I would honestly say. If you got a personal reading from me, I would tell you this, that you definitely deserve a lot better. They may have feelings for you, but they're not capable of treating you right. Grounding. I'm gonna turn this energy open. We're gonna open this. So they're telling me to open it. We have forgiveness and slow but steady. So I would say that in terms of this person's feeling, I think they're just making peace with it. Every person is like a villain in somebody's story and a hero in somebody else's. So I think they're just realizing that, they made mistakes over here. I think it does severely impact their self-esteem, that they did hurt you. They did this out of protecting themselves. As lousy of an excuse that can be, but they did that. So in order to protect themselves from whatever they were thinking of you, or just the idea or the feelings that a relationship brings out, they ended up hurting you. So that's what they think about. And I think that it's easier for them to just cherry pick facts so that they don't have to look at themselves. um, I don't think that they're there yet in their life where they're willing to do that much work emotionally. Okay, it's somewhere that I again try to tell you that it's not about who's better or worse in this situation, the way that they acted. You are entitled to have your own opinion about this person because of your um experience with them, your first hand experience with them. But it's almost like I feel like this person wasn't purposely trying to hurt you. Um, um, but they did. That's what I just keep feeling. Like they were just trying to protect themselves and they turned out to be the bad boy or the bad girl, basically the bad person, villain in your story. That's what they feel and remember you as. Like, they're always going to have a little tainted, broken perception of me. It's not good as it is for other people. Other people may be their friends, other people may have not been in relationship with them, but you experienced or you saw a part of them which they hide or they pretend to not have. You know what I mean? It's like they have their own flaws and they have wounds inside which were projected onto you and you got hurt by them. They were also just they were just meant to be in your life for a while. That's what I almost hear. Sacred space. I think this calls on for you integration and joy, because this situation may have really taken a lot from you. You feel sad, you feel distrustful of other people, you may have been pretty close to them. This seems like a situationship to me, honestly. Somebody over here started off by telling themselves that I don't care, I don't want to be in a relationship with them, but you actually caught feelings. You were just quote unquote passing time with them. You ended up catching feelings because, I feel like if that was the case, the intimacy, the physical intimacy was really good because there was a contract over there. That's why the both of you were so closely meshing, is what I feel, with each other. And I think that whichever way it happened, or however it happened, it turned out to be, it did teach the both of you something quite important. Like, maybe for this person is like, don't be involved with the person is emotional and sensitive. Don't take advantage of that. And for you, it's probably like, don't tell yourself that you can do something when you know that you are someone that is like a lover at heart. If you are not capable of being casually involved with someone, then don't involve yourself in that. Probably you realize that you need someone that is more committed to you, right? You've realized something about yourself. So all in all, it's not a waste, like this situation has taught you, left you with something to understand about yourself, and probably multiple other things that you did learn through the course of this relationship, however long or short it was. um, I think you expected a lot more because it organically grew into that. That's what I feel. But it's like this situation was not meant to last, is what I keep feeling the need to say. If that's something you feel brave enough to accept, you should pull yourself out of that denial that this can improve, is almost what I feel saying. Like saying, it's not important that you are thinking that, but yeah, I'm hearing that. We have feminine energy in the burden in teaching. So this is where it gets difficult to accept the situation for what it is and accept that it was a lesson, it was a difficult one, and to begin to forgive ourselves because we didn't know what we were doing. We're still going through that process of understanding that this is good for us and this is not good for us. And with the feminine energy, it means that you go back to yourself, you tend to yourself. People may come and go, but you always remain with yourself. So it's almost like if you have grievances, if you have grudges, feelings of revenge or spite for this person, I think a good way to start unpacking that would be to recognize that it wasn't your fault. You didn't know what you were doing, but now you do. That's why it's important. We always think like, what did I do to deserve this? It's hurting me, God. Like, why are you putting me through this? Why can't I get what I want? But in in hindsight, it's just preparing us for what's going to come forward. That's just what it is. There is no deep philosophy always about things. Sometimes things are just as they seem. Sometimes we try because sometimes we're weak to accept the situation at hand. We just find it difficult to accept it. Maybe we're too attached to that person. We have too many feelings for them. We have too many hopes. Sometimes ultimately it hurts that those expectations will be broken if we do tend to accept the reality. That's what I feel over here. I'm still gonna pull out a few cards, see how this person feels about you today, today's day and time. I feel for a few of you, you might bump into this person. So they're telling me just like, be yourself, whatever you feel like doing, okay, be yourself. Lovers, we have Gemini reverse, we have Ten of Swords and Ace of Wands. Well, they still feel like they did have a connection with you, you know. And as delusional as this person is, they still think that maybe there's something possible in the future when they become mature, which is why I say they're delusional, because they think that you would still be available for them after they've hurt you like this. The audacity, you know what I mean? I'm hearing the song Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. I want you and I want your revenge, you me, cause I'm a bad romance. See, I said the word revenge. And you know, with the Nine of Cups, it's like you did make them happy and they were just not ready for it and they messed it up. Well, that's too bad, because they're still very attracted to you. They still hope something can happen in the future. But it's again like, why do I say they don't value? Because the arrogance supersedes. Like, it just, they're still like, oh, they'll probably find them in the future. And you know, it's not like in today's time they're still thinking of being with you if they get another chance. It's like someday again in the future. That's what baffles me about this person. Someday again in the future. It's like, you know, you're available at their beck and call. That's, it seems as if they think that, you know. It doesn't have to be true, but I'm just saying, like, they cherry pick, man. This person thinks whatever makes them feel comfortable, honestly. I'm gonna pull out a few cards to conclude this reading. Pile number 3. Using my self-curated oracle deck. If you wish to book a personal reading or get messages from this information is given down below. Dark night of the soul. I do want this to deepen like you do. I downplay my feelings for you. I have cried over you. I'm yawning for you. I miss you. I want to take another deck. Feel guided to pull out 2 cards. Okay, Spirit. I feel sorry for hurting you. I'm seeking my parents' approval in life, and I bite more than I can chew. The longer I don't confess my feelings, the heavier my heart gets. Okay? So, pile number 3, this was your reading. I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below. And I am going to see you guys in another one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the card of Ancient Wisdom number 34, this reduces to 7. So I pick up on a very psychic connection over here. I pick up something that was quite predestined. I pick up an unwillingness to let go of each other despite the challenges. I almost see that there's a sense of melancholy, but there's almost like a sense of heroicism. Is that a word? Something of that sort. It's like both of you just have this drive within yourselves that I want to make this work. I'm not going to let them go. I just, because of the way I feel, that's good enough for me to know that I find this worth fighting for. That's what I'm hearing from your person. So I think, yeah, this person is hurting, but I see probably we're gonna see how it unfolds. But I feel like the initial energy that I pick up is that they're not grieving the relationship, okay? They're gearing up for a future opportunity. This person, specifically if they're a man, I see this person gearing up, kind of like getting their ducks in a row, um, planning things financially, just to probably date you, or if that's like they're thinking about the future, this person is getting serious about money because it is a part of being in a relationship. Figuring out money is very important. So I just see this person getting more in a mature energy, thinking about things for the long haul. I'm not sure if you expected this. I pick up that most of you might have not expected this person to be thinking about such things, but it's just a very masculine trait. It doesn't mean that women don't think about this also, but it's more like, yeah, I think that it's not very gender specific, but I just pick up that they're thinking about it in a very long term perspective, whoever this person is to you. They're trying to understand. I think that this is more like the planning phase. It's it is like how I imagine things to be, and then I start executing. So it's like this person has thought about it a lot, and now they're kind of like planning what am I going to do about it. So they're kind of in the planning phase. You've got to have a plan to act on it. So they're thinking about things. I see somebody sitting on their desk going through documents. It's just a way to say this person is doing their own understanding of life. I don't know what's their age, but they just feel the need that if they're going to be in a relationship, they got to do it right. They have to figure things out, because even if this is just like going out on dates or something like that, you got to have money for that. um Depends on the type of relationship you are in. um you know it's just I feel the need to say that it's not that women don't plan, or there aren't women out there that don't contribute financially, but it's almost like there's just this masculine energy. It doesn't have to be about the gender. I just see this person being very, maybe they've sobbed about it quite a lot. That's what I feel. So they're kind of like they're coming out of a, I feel like maybe there was a tone of inner child wounds. I feel a little clueless, I think you can probably tell. But it's because, like, the information that is going to come through is going to unfold itself. I'm not going to completely understand at the get go of it. Usually I do. So it kind of seems like, are they hurting? Not really. You know what I mean? Are they missing you? Yes. Because they would be hurting, a lot more if you expect that you've lost someone, you grieve them. But they're not grieving you. They're in fact planning things for the future. So why are they going to sit and hurt? Do they miss you? Yeah. Like, do they sometimes, like, I don't know, cry is what I'm picking up for a few of you. That is a part of hurting. It's not like they're grieving it. There's different parts of hurting why you hurt. So I feel like over here it's more like there's silence between the both of us. And somewhere I have tried to forget about you, but finally like came to terms with my feelings for you, and I'm realizing like, okay, well, I think I can do this. That's why I think there's a masculine energy. Some sort of self-esteem issue has been cleared up or has been worked upon by this person. So that's what I'm really picking up over here. I'm gonna take out a few more cards now. I'm hearing what are they planning to do. Okay. Stripping illusions in reverse. I hear something that you might have been watching a lot of readings and you're not believing this, because I think it's fair on your point, on your part, if you've been watching readings and the energy exists but somebody's just not acting on it, then it means there's divine timing involved. And that uncertainty of things, that whether they will show up or not, may be very exciting, exhilarating, or even painful at the very least. Um, yeah, I think I don't really have much to say about it, but I was just picking up that a few of you have been watching a lot of readings, and you pick up on energy, or you're getting readings done by other readers or something like that, but you're still not seeing this person show up really. So you're kind of like, what am I supposed to believe? So I'm just going to tell you that if you're watching this reading, you pick this pile, it's not that the universe is messing with you or your intuition is messing with you. This energy exists in this person. Okay, there's polarities in everybody. Tarot is seen as a tool for prediction, but we often forget that energy is always changing. And that is a good thing, and it can be a bad thing as well. But in a sense, that this tells me that this person has this energy. You know what I mean? That this person is probably doing something on the other end or behind the scenes which you are not really aware of. So that's what I'm going to tell you with stripping illusions. I just wanted to maybe clarify this out for somebody over here who's been racking their brain as to why do I get all of these readings but there's nothing happening in the physical reality. So I don't like to overstep. I'm not going to tell you something that I don't know myself, because there is a certain I feel like there's a bittersweetness in knowing and not knowing things. Uncertainty is sometimes it serves as an advantage, sometimes it doesn't, because if in the future that, hypothetically speaking, okay, if you know that this person is not going to come through, all the work that you're doing or all the type of healing that you're doing or all the, I just keep getting the word exhilaration, or the zest that you're feeling for this love, is something you would just refuse to experience because you're like, I'm just going to fail in the future. But then, hypothetically, if you actually do end up with this person, or you get them, or you get an experience with them, or they show up for you, whatever it is, it's almost like that hard work paid for it, right? So it's something that I'm feeling like it's never in vain. The kind of work that you're doing on yourself, or the healing work that you're doing, just because you're doing it probably to be with this person, there's nothing wrong. Like, at the end of the day, you're just a human being. It's okay if you need a source of inspiration, you need something to wake up to make you feel happy, like you do. You're a human. Years are short, but days are really long, especially being in separation with some sort of like favorite person that you have is difficult, right? It's like it's difficult. You have feelings for someone, whether you asked for those feelings or not, whether they just came to you. It's like something we don't pick the person that we want to love. So I hope that this was a little bit like like a hot beverage or like a warm hug to you, that it's okay, you have feelings for someone and you're like obsessed with them, right? It's fine. That's what I really wanted to say to you. I may not have all the answers, but at the end of the day, we're all doing the best that we can with whatever we know. There is a certain what's the word, there's a certain benefit of being in the unknown. It means that you're not where you used to be, you're leveling up. That's how I like to think about it. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, see, I'm telling you, there's something very strong about money with this person. And then we have the Death. They're telling me to take this in the reverse. This is the Scorpio energy. We have Nine of Wands, conflict, and Eight of Cups, departure. So I feel like there is this energy of like maybe, somebody who was just confused. I think, why do I keep getting this masculine energy? It's probably because either this is a woman who's very fixated on her money. Everybody has reasons why they focus on certain things. And if this is a man, he is very focused on money. So it's almost a part of certain dream that this person has. Whether it's a extravagant dream, it's a big dream, whether it's just small dream, but it's a dream for somebody, okay? It is valuable to them. It is also a reason why they work so hard every day. And a sort of dream is not always evolving around the amount of money we have. Money does buy you options, okay? There's a good blend of understanding that this is the type of quality life that I want for myself, or even if it's leisure, there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's also the practicality aspect in this person, which I truly admire myself. That this person seems to think about it in a sense where they're not emotionally acting on it. They're thinking about it very long term. Gonna take this card in the reverse. Yeah, Eight of Cups again. Oh, that was at the bottom of the deck. See, I didn't know that. Um, I'm gonna take this one also in reverse. So I'm gonna give you two scenarios. If you're watching this for a woman, this woman is someone who is struggling to let go of her past experiences, her past traumas, maybe a poor relationship in the childhood. I was about to say in childhood, in the teenage years of her life, or something like she has made poor decisions when it comes to being with men, or her choice of gender, whatever it is. She's had poor relationships over here. I'm also picking up on a bisexual woman. It's possible. It's like they're showing me a very boho chic woman. Like she's very trendy, yet she's very hippie-ish, sort of like. So this woman is gifted as well with the ancient wisdom. I feel like she focuses a lot on money because she's like hyper independent, scared to let her walls down again. So that's why she's trying to. Well, she's accepted her feelings somewhat. They're telling me somewhat, but she's not gonna make moves any she's not gonna make any moves for like oh my god, she's not gonna make any moves towards you because she feels this is like just another trap of, so to speak, the one. Like she thinks this is just a lesson. When this comes to, okay, they're not done with the woman. Like go back there. um Yeah, this woman has a lot of like independent dreams, like things that she wants to experience on her own. It seems like she had a lot of siblings, is what I'm hearing. I'm seeing a very crowded environment in her childhood. Yeah, and if this is a man, the Empress in the reverse, Taurus energy. This signifies the insecurity. This signifies a feeling. Again, this is a very strong pile, which is a lot about money. So again, this person is, yeah, compared to the woman scenario, this person seems like as a man very insecure about his ability to make that abundance for himself. Both of these things are related with the feminine quality, which makes me assume that this person tends to work a lot in order to avoid their feelings, whichever gender they are. And if this person is a man, again, it's very simple. It's a lot about money and security, when I can provide for this person or not. Because whoever you are, I feel like the both of you are at a level where you're not evidently you're not prominently, yes, you're not prominently fixated on your family to always provide for you. um yeah, this doesn't seem like it's possible. The exceptions are always there, but this doesn't seem like you're young adults. You're like in your prime age, probably, 24 above, or 30s or 40, something like that. It doesn't seem like you're teenagers. So I see a level of maturity, and healing journey is forever going. So everybody is emotionally stunted somewhere, you and I both. So this is not about that. This is just like, it seems like you're quite of age, like, in terms of taking responsibility for yourself. So the both of you are thinking about things in a very practical manner, almost like, if I be with this person, I'm gonna hope that we end up together. There's not much room for dating and playing around. That's what I see, especially in a man's mind over here. Um, so I think that a lot of the resistance that might have taken place before, because I do pick up on a past where you didn't just, oh, you were glad that you got feelings. No, I think that the resistance that was taking place was before that you were recognizing, am I capable of settling down right now? And I think that what is mirrored between both of you and the person you're watching it for, you both fear settling down somewhere deep down. And there's a sense of like, this is probably going to be another karmic, this is probably going to be another lesson for me. I'm just not a fan of it. Whereas I can't comment on it, because that's something that, even even tarot cannot predict if you're going to end up with someone. But it's like, there's a free will aspect over here. There's always a free will aspect in life. And with the Ten of Pentacles being the only one upright, it tells me that other things are not in alignment. Your ducks are not in a row in your own life. There's something here and there. And you can't always have it figured out. Let's be very realistic. But one thing that I see that the both of you are sure about is yourself, which is very romantic. But I'm not getting a very romantic feeling. It's just like, I've had these feelings for a while, and I think that it's time that I just accept it. That's what I feel from your person's end as well. So, because I don't get a very emotional vibe from you either. Like, you might think of them a lot, you might miss them, but I don't think that the both of you at the end of the day are very emotionally driven individuals. You're very somewhat logical, or very cerebral. Even it's not to say that you don't have triggers, or you can't act impulsively, or you've not made mistakes, or you don't do stupid things sometimes. It's not that, or you don't have outbursts. It just means that when there's something on the table, like such, a relationship or a connection, you're not just seeing it with the eyes of a puppy love. You're really thinking about, okay, well, I have this connection, but now what does it take to make it work? Is the other person willing to work? Am I willing to work? So that's why I feel like there's a good amount of maturity over here. I'm not saying that it depends on the age, but something about it does, some level of understanding does come with experience and number of years. Um, so that's what I feel, majorly, that the both of you are pretty similar in the way that you're thinking about this separation. You're kind of thinking about it in the terms of grounding it. You don't want to think about it too much. You want to live it. You want to experience it, and that type of experience comes when you are surrendering to your individual power. This is in my hand, and I can work on this. So this person recognizes that they have insecurity around money, so they're like, I can work on this. This woman realizes that she has fears from the past. She's like, okay, I can work on this. It's like, you got to work on what you have. You can't keep thinking about epiphany. You can't keep thinking about what might happen and what I can't do. It's more like I have this, and this is what I can control in my life. So it seems like, well, I'm not praising this way too much, but it does occur to me as an energy which is somewhat a good balance of masculine and feminine over here. I don't expect you to be perfect, but I do recognize probably the hard work it has taken for the both of you to become, um, to gain an equilibrium within yourself, you know. So with the epiphany, this gives me that, you have this epiphany gives me like I have love for this person and I cannot goddamn escape it. That's what I feel. I just cannot. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is the Eight of the Feathers. Yeah, the Eight of Swords in reverse. No, this is not the Eight of Swords. This is Eight of Wands because it's written swiftness. I'm really not good with these different type of decks, so it takes me a while. This is the Queen of Wands. Yeah, so this is the Eight of Swords. Yeah, because this has got swiftness written on it. So we have, they gave me like, why is this person blocked? Or I just heard rejection mood. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. You know what? I can just say the best because I feel like to give this a fighting chance, I would say that it's important for you to feed your mind with positivity. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but at least you can try, is what I keep hearing. Unless it's an abusive, toxic situation, okay? But this gives me that your person may be someone that comes across as quite an avoidant, and you yourself, you're pretty similar to each other in some shape or form, okay? um and it makes me feel like the both of you are not coming forward. Especially, let's just talk about this person, because like this person recognizes that I have not let go of things from my past, and they don't want to be foolish. They know that how they're capable of acting. They're like looking back at their past behavior and past version, in fact. And there's a different side that comes out when we're in a relationship. We may be all logical, we may be all, you know cooperative and everything, well behaved, but when we have certain triggers, we all lose our manners basically. So it's like, this person doesn't want to be ill mannered, this person doesn't want to lose their temper. I think there's a certain level of perfectionism, but it's not, I don't know, I don't feel like it's unrealistic. It's just like they want to be on their best behavior, they don't want their emotions to let them get carried away. It's like torturous for them. They're comparing something to their teenage relationships, how they used to be, and I don't think that is a fair comparison, but it's just what they know, so that's fine, I guess. Respect that. But it's like this person is thinking about how difficult it used to be, and having stupid relationships and flames, and now they're kind of like, okay, I'm grown up and I want to really conduct myself in a good manner in a relationship. So whatever blockages they have towards commitment, whatever insecurities, feelings of inadequacy that bring out jealousy, possessiveness, the other person having friends of the opposite gender, feeling the need to look into their phone, things like that, which just display insecurities. This person wants to work on that. I think there's a recognition that if I control the other person, then they can also control me, and that's something they don't want to deal with. They want it to be healthy. That's their priority. That's what they're thinking about. So they recognize the need for work. That's what they're working upon. Honestly, this is someone that is thinking about things a lot, maybe too much, causes them a headache. But I feel like it just shows their level of seriousness somewhere, their level of seriousness for themselves, there's seriousness for like I just feel like they're not gonna push it specifically, because this is a very interesting reading where I've had a differentiation between if you're watching it for a woman or a man, and specifically, I feel like this is a woman. She's not gonna push it. That's what I feel, and I think that this comes from specific experiences. Um, that's what I feel. Differentiation of genders over here that does shape you a little bit. I'm gonna take this card up, right? Lady de los Muerto, acceptance and equality. That's what I said, right? This is like anything that I try to control in another person controls me. If I'm telling them that they can't be friends with the opposite gender, I'm too insecure. It means that they're going to tell me that I can't also be friends with the opposite gender. So there's almost like boundaries over here. There's nothing like they want to take advantage of it or something. They want to experience a healthy relationship now that they are mature. They don't want something like teenager type and insecure and just like cheating and like things like that. They want something that's mature. So they're realizing picking up things within themselves that are not mature themselves. So they're trying to work on that. There's this kind of like understanding like I wouldn't I don't want them to do anything that I wouldn't like to be done to myself. Oh, wait, I messed that up. I wouldn't want to do anything that I wouldn't like to be done to myself. Like I don't want to step on my person's boundaries or step out of the relationship in some way that if they did that it would hurt me. So they're kind of like thinking about in that manner. This person seems like they have a level of compassion for themselves, so that's why they're able to really comprehend how it would matter or hurt the other person. So um I feel like we have five of wands. They're just, I don't know if you've had arguments before or they've just been in relationships of that sort. Like they just don't want to be in a relationship like that. That's what they're thinking about. We have the sun and wheel of fortune, bottom of the deck. Um, Leo and then wheel of fortune is almost all signs. Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Taurus. They want a new beginning. Okay, they want clarity in this situation. They also want to know when the right timing is to approach you. They almost feel like it will come to them. Well, it will come to them. There's almost this scare like what if you forget them, but they're also like yeah, Four of Pentacles. This is like a hibernation card. They're stalking you as well. I think the moment this person feels intuitively that, this person can come towards you, this is the right time, and I think this person is going to rush in. It's almost like they need the green light. That's what I feel. I'm going to take this card in the, okay, upright. Mummy change. They know that this is going to be something that they would just know because they're relating with this situation as something that came to them when they were least looking for it. Okay, the relationship with you. So this person is thinking like, I didn't look for it, it just intuitively came to me. I didn't i didn't manually, like for most of you this seems like a like a very flick of a finger caught feelings kind of a relationship or connection. Like I just saw you and then I fell in love with you type. It's like, yesterday I don't know, I was scrolling through something and somebody just said somebody said that men usually know the first time they meet a woman there if she's the one for them, almost like that. Okay, I'm not sure about that, but I just heard that. And it's like this person knew what you're going to be to them, because that is something that as a woman I have experienced myself. that men know what type of designation they're going to give you in their life. You know, they can see how much a woman respects herself, or like if she is something that they just know. Okay, like it's not even about respect, like it's just something like they know where, this woman or girl belongs in his life. So this is almost like this person knew where you belonged. I think that, because if correct me if I'm wrong, for majority, if this is like a situation that has not been completely explored, this is not a relationship that has taken off, or this is like it started off and then it just collapsed, it didn't go very well. So it's almost like you went in separation, and then this person had to really think about like what's their plan B, because earlier they were unprepared. So it's almost like they want, they see you, they want you, and that's why their approach differentiates with both genders, because the more feminine a woman is, she's gonna invest more in herself. She's not gonna chase after a man, she's just gonna take care of herself until there's somebody who is as masculine enough to basically um, let him take charge, basically. And if this is a man, if this is a man, it's more like he's planning in to become the man. So that is just a primal state that both men and women have. So coming back to the point of like them just knowing, specifically as a man, where you belong in their life. And I think for a woman, I just get this sense of still like figuring out um if this person is right, or it's just like, I think for a woman there's a little bit more like spaced out energy. I don't pick up as whoever you're watching for, if she's a woman, that she's having a lot of expectations on you to show up. That's almost what I feel, honestly. It's like I just take care of my garden till the time the right person shows up for me. If this I wonder if this person is like pretty religious, because I hear like the man that God has for me, the man that God has for me. They're giving me like, the rib reference. It's like he will look for me, because they say that, um Eve was made from Adam's ribs. So it's like you're the rib. And she's like, she doesn't have to go out there and convince a man or look for the one. He will look for her. So that's what they're kind of giving me. It's obviously it's different in ways in which, people approach situations. So that's the vagueness that I do pick up in this reading. Or I shall say the differentiation, both genders. I'm going to pull out a few channel messages from my self-curate oracle deck um, to conclude the reading. If you wish to book a personal message, a personal reading, or read messages from this, information is given down below. I feel suddenly very like spaced out. Suddenly, I don't feel worthy of your love. I do want this to deepen like you do. So that's the rejection wound. Thank you, Spirit. I want to stop pretending. I want to open up. I wish that I treated you better. I don't want to be neglected. I'm yawning for you and missing you. Thank you, Spirit. I didn't value what I had, and I care about how other people perceive us. Bottom of the deck, is this real or is this in my head? Okay, so pile number 3, this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. I really hope that this was helpful. If it was, please do the like button, subscribe for more with the bell icons. Whenever I upload next, let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I am gonna see you guys in another one. Bye bye.